Capital News tonight. 56 people escape death after a fire breaks out on a boat on Lake Victoria. Kinondoni Municipal starts construction of Cocoa Beach. And in sports, 25 soccer coaches have completed a youth coach training organized by ITK World in association with Leipzig University and Magnet Youth Sports. Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start things off with the national news. 56 people escaped death after a fire broke out on the boats they had boarded from Kemondo to Bumbile on Lake Victoria in Kagera Region. Kagera Regional Commissioner Brigadier General Marco Gaguti said the boat, which has the capacity to carry 84 people, got a mechanical fault in the engine, causing the fire.
There was fire on the boat, so the journey had to be cancelled. Some of the passengers jumped into the water. Luckily, they were wearing life jackets. All passengers on board are safe, except for the 3 who have been taken to the hospital. Arrangements have been made to find an alternative vessel for those who want to carry on with the journey.
And Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has directed the leadership of Kilosa District Council to use 70 million shillings collected as domestic revenue in the first quarter financial year on construction of wells in Ruaha Ward to be completed within 14 days. He gave the directive during his tour at Darjani area in Ruaha Ward, also attended by the MP for Mikumi, Joseph Haule.
People of this area are facing some challenges, of which today they believe that they will get answers. The people are suffering because they don't have water. I'm giving you to the 30th for wells to be ready so people can access water. Our government made plans to bring water, and the president has insisted on water accessibility in villages.
A day after President Dr. John Magufuli expressed dissatisfaction with the leadership of Dar es Salaam City on implementation of development projects, Kinondoni Municipal has announced construction of Cocoa Beach and has called on businesses in the area to cooperate in order to complete the project on schedule.
Kwamba kipindi hiki mtupe ushirikiano.
We ask you to show cooperation. This beach will be closed for some time so engineers can get space to work safely. Notice has been given to vendors on this area so they can look for another area.
Wafanye kazi sasa hivi katika miradi yetu yote miwili.
On our Cocoa Beach and Tandale Market projects, home contractors have been used. They are competent and have capital. No advance payment was made, yet work has started. In the past, we did not get contracts. Honorable President Magufuli has said that local contractors should be awarded tenders. He values them.
And President Dr. John Magufuli has revoked the appointment of the District Commissioner of Malinyi in Morogoro Region, Majura Mateko Kasika, and the Executive Director of Malinyi District Council, Musa Elias Mnyeti. Appointment of leaders to fill the positions will be announced at a date to be announced later on. And 9 leaders from opposition Chadema party facing various charges, including of incitement, have failed to start their defense at Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court in Dar es Salaam after the lawyers failed to appear in court. The defendant's advocate Gaston Garubindi said advocate Peter Kibatala requested the court to postpone the case until October 7th as he was attending a case at the High Court, while advocate Hekima Mwasipu is appearing hearing at another case in Tanga. He also said the second accused, Peter Msigo, and eighth accused, John Heche, have had debts and are currently involved in preparing funeral arrangements. After listening to motions from both sides, Magistrate Simba postponed the case until September the 24th of this year. And Katavi region has received 40 cargo wagons from Tanzania Railway Corporation in order to improve transportation of crops, which have been piling up at Mpanda Station. This comes after traders complained of bureaucracy in transporting their crops at Mpanda Station.
Cargo from Mpanda is huge. There are commodities like maize and cotton. We have brought 40 wagons, which are equivalent to 1,600 tons. This means that today we shall begin the exercise of loading the cargo. Those who are doing registrations and yet they do not have any cargo are really confusing the corporation. I am hurt because I have seen this by myself. In order to combat these practices, I think it is best for people to pay transportation of cargo ahead of the day of departure.
First in, first out.
Let us use the formula of first in, first out, because there are those who came here on 1st of September and others in August. I think it is best that we can cater for those who came in August. I'm sure the wagons will have the capacity to carry all of them. But I kept on wondering why many of you say that cotton has been left inside. That is not true. The amount of cotton inside is just a quarter.
The Minister of Energy, Dr. Medad Kalemani, has directed district and regional defense and security committees in the country to arrest and take to court contractors and officials from Tanzania Electric Supply Company, TANESCO, found to request bribes from people in order to get power connected in rural areas. He gave the directive after listening to complaints from residents of Chato and Geita districts.
People asked why they should pay 321,000 shillings because in 2012 REA failed to install power poles due to poor conditions like roads. But today our roads are passable and still we are charged the same amount of money that was presented to us in 2012. Your visit to us is a huge token. Probably our problems will be solved. Contractors and your assistants, directors and managers, whoever will ask for money, that is bribe. And we do not tolerate such practices. People should be connected with electricity from tomorrow, and whoever will be caught conducting such practices will be taken to court. I am calling on contractors and their subordinates to stop calling for bribes while at work. Charges for power connections are only 27,000 shillings throughout the country. It is true that we brought the meters, but we didn't expect people to be interested to pay them in this huge number. The good thing is that we have the meters, and exercise of installing them will begin tomorrow as per your directive.
More than 30 lorries transporting gravel and sand from Misungwi district to Mwanza city have been stopped at Buhongwa area in Nyamagana district for about 8 hours after the drivers refused to pay fees for entering the cargo in the city. The chairman of the Drivers Association, Pascal Kashiga, said they are not ready to pay taxes for transporting cargo into Mwanza city as they have already paid for the load in Misungwi.
We've already paid the tariff at Misungwi, yet we get charged twice. This is our concern. At the moment, lorries have been denied entry. If this carries on, things could escalate. We ask for this matter to be addressed. There is a lack of enough sand in this area. That's why they decided to charge twice. It was not like this before. tariff is charged when loading and offloading. When you bring in goods, every council has its own arrangement. We charge them when they offload. We've spoken to them about it and most are in agreement.
And that is all for national news. International news is next. And in international news. In Kenya, the post-mortem on Dutch businessman Terry Conan has been postponed to Wednesday. This follows a disagreement between lawyers and government pathologist Peter Ndegwa, who had been sent in acting capacity. Cohen's estranged wife, Wairimu, is in police custody after she was detained for more than 10 days when she will be arraigned for plea taking. The late Cohen was a tours and travel magnate who lived in Kenya since 1987. The body of the Dutch billionaire was found at his home on September 13th, more than 2 months after he was reported missing.
And they happen not to be very happy with that, and they have requested that I should not continue representing the government or the DCI in this case, and they feel that maybe it will be prejudiced. And therefore, we have all accepted. My colleague, Dr. Johansen Oduol, is on leave, but he has agreed to temporarily resume work and be here tomorrow for the post-mortem examination. As you know, justice has to be seen to be done, and therefore we have accepted or agreed as a team that because of that, that feeling, we should postpone this examination to tomorrow morning with Dr. Johansen Oduol. The lady in custody feels that she needs to be involved in the identification of what was picked from whatever it was, the alleged crime scene. So that's another issue. So I think the lawyer is going to court to pray that either the suspect herself be here to identify the body, or she be allowed to nominate somebody to identify the body. So that's an issue of identification of the body that was brought from the alleged crime scene.
And Egypt says talks to resolve a conflict over a giant river dam being built by Ethiopia have failed to achieve progress between the two countries. A statement from the Egyptian Ministry of Irrigation said two-day negotiations that also included Sudan did not touch on technical aspects of the $5 billion grant Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Ethiopia, on the other hand, says the grid will not have any effect on Egypt's share of water and claims the project is necessary for its economic development. And South Africa has apologized to Nigeria over a spat of xenophobic attacks, which led to a rise in tensions between the two countries. 12 people were killed earlier this month when mobs attacked foreign-owned businesses, mainly in Johannesburg. A special envoy from South Africa presented an apology to Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday. He said the incident does not represent what South Africans stand for, and that the South African government condemned the violence and was taking decisive action. And that is all for international news. Business news follows after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. Tanzania Revenue Authority, TRA, in Kilimanjaro region says it will take to court chronic tax defaulters who have failed to pay taxes amounting to more than 48 billion shillings. TRA manager in Kilimanjaro, Gabriel Mongosi, says many of the tax defaulters are big companies and religious institutions.
All those who are unable to pay their tax debts to be taken to court, but within these debts there are those whose interest and penalties were forgiven. We want all those who we have this agreement with to go and pay, or else by the 31st December the person will have broken the agreement we entered into and the interest and penalties will be restored to the debts.
Basi huyo mtu atakuwa amevunja makubaliano tulikuwa nayo, kwa hiyo riba na adhabu ambazo zilikuwa zimesamehewa zitarudishwa.
Mobile phone company Vodacom PLC has launched an internet campaign called Mtandao Super, which aims to give customers more information on services provided via internet.
We expand, we upgrade, and we build 10 communication towers every single day. Now, this is an extremely exciting and accelerated kind of investment in our network, which we have started this year and we will continue for the next few months.
More than 260 mining companies from in and out of the country are expected to take part in the second Technology and Investment in Mining International Fair on the 20th of September in Geita region, which will be opened by Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa.
Miners, especially small and middle-scale ones, have been going through various challenges such as lack of good mining technologies, equipment, capital, reliable markets, and expertise in various levels of production. Small-scale miners have been producing their minerals in various areas, but they did not have reliable people to sell the minerals to at a good price. Thus, through the minerals market system that we have started in the markets, there is already a set price.
That's where we leave off with business news. Sports news is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's been dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's been dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And in sports, 25 soccer coaches have graduated from a youth coach training organized by ITK World in association with Leipzig University and Magnet Youth Sports Organization.
And I was telling our coaches here, what you got here, you should do something with it. Wearing a crown is not an issue. What are you doing with that crown is an issue. I'm quite sure that ITK would love to see what these coaches are doing after obtaining this course. And you should take this to your country, that Tanzania is ready for all other projects that we'll be introducing. We are there to embarrass you. We really love you, and we really would like to see you again coming to Tanzania to do such projects. Not only with Magnetic Youth, we have a lot of organizations which are doing sports.
I was particularly happy about the fact that the coaches, although the course took up a lot of time of their day, were still able to engage in extracurricular activities, which helped a lot with bonding and team spirit, and then made it easier for us to work in group works as we already knew each other well. We also gave them time for an evaluation and detailed feedback for us as lecturers to try and improve for upcoming courses. And we had organized 3 tournaments for 3 different age groups also during this course.
At the end of this month, we expect them to be able to go down to the roots and being able to support other coaches for the future development of the soccer. The 2 modules were conducted by 3 football experts from German, namely Martin Hauer, Markus Urban, who is not here, and Andres Sprach, who they have gone back to German. The course itself was very interesting and provided a different perspective of how the youth is being trained to date.
Boxer Tony Rashid has returned and presented his ABU belt to the Tanzania Professional Boxing Regulatory Commission after defeating Sibons Gonya in South Africa.
I would like to thank Almighty God. I have good health. I also would like to thank all of those who supported me since I got the trip and went to a foreign country to fight for the ABU championship. I thank God I was able to return with the win.
Paris Saint-Germain forward Neymar has seen his Champions League suspension reduced from 3 games to 2 by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Here is more.
The Brazil international was stung with a 3-match ban after being found guilty of insulting match officials on social media. He aired his frustration after seeing PSG dumped out of Europe by Manchester United in March. A dramatic last 16 encounter at Parc des Princes saw the Red Devils overturn a 2-goal first-leg deficit to progress on away goals. The 27-year-old played no part in the game as he was injured, but still managed to earn a suspension that he must serve in 2019-2020.
Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk deserves to win the Ballon d'Or over the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, says Paul Ince, with a superstar at Juventus considered to have not been overly great. Here are more details.
The usual suspects are expected to be among the contenders for the 2019 Golden Ball, with Ronaldo and Messi having been joined on the 3-man shortlist for the FIFA Best Award by Van Dijk, with the red centre-half having already beaten them to the UEFA Player of the Year prize. The Netherlands international has the support of many when it comes to being recognized as the finest player on the planet, with Real Madrid midfielder Luka Modric having already broken the stranglehold that Messi and Ronaldo enjoyed on that standing. Ace is among those who would like to see another star man acknowledged, with the former Liverpool midfielder also questioning why Manchester City winger Raheem Sterling is not in the frame.
Eden Hazard believes Real Madrid supporters are more fanatical than their Chelsea counterparts. Here is more on the story.
Bridge legend joined Real in June after a 2-year-long transfer saga. The 28-year-old parted on good terms with Blues fans who paid him an emotional farewell as they lifted the Europa League with a 4-1 victory over Arsenal in Baku in May. Hazard helped the Blues to 2 Premier League crowns, a League Cup and an FA Cup, before adding European glory in his final game for the club following his move from Lille for £32 million in June 2012. But he could well steer some criticism in West London after saying of Real followers, "I think that here the fans are really fans."
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
Shangweka! Shangweka! Ni wakati wa kutambulika sasa. Harusi, send-off, hafla za kidini, mahafali.
Nani? Wauka keki, wapishi, wapambaji, wapiga picha.
Pata fursa ya kutangaza kazi zako. Ni kila Jumamosi saa 3 kamili usiku katika kituo chako bora cha ITV Superbrand Afrika Mashariki.
Lete video ya sherehe yako iliyohaririwa kwa ubora wa picha na sauti inayoanzia dakika 5 kwa gharama ya shilingi 350,000. Kwa maelezo zaidi wasiliana na idara ya masoko.
Fahamu kuhusu homa ya dengu. Homa ya dengu ni ugonjwa unaosababishwa na virusi vinavyoenezwa na mbu aina ya Aedes. Mbu hao hupendelea kuuma nyakati za asubuhi na jioni.
Dalili za homa ya dengu ni pamoja na homa kali ya ghafla, kuumwa kichwa hususan sehemu za machoni, maumivu makali ya misuli na viungo vya mwili, kichefuchefu au kutapika, kuvimba tezi, uchovu, kupatwa na vipele vidogo vidogo, na mara chache mgonjwa anaweza kutokwa na damu kwenye fizi na sehemu za wazi za mwili, mfano machoni, mdomoni, masikioni pamoja na sehemu za haja ndogo na kubwa.
Wakati mwingine dalili za homa ya dengu zinazokufanana sana na za ugonjwa wa malaria.
Hivyo ukipata homa, wahi katika kituo cha huduma za afya kwa uchunguzi ili kugundua kama una malaria au dengu au sababu nyingine ili uweze kupata matibabu sahihi.
Ugonjwa wa homa ya dengu unaweza kuzuilika kwa kuhakikisha kuwa mazalia ya mbu yanaangamizwa na pia kuzuia kuumwa na mbu kama ifuatavyo.
Fukia madimbu ya maji yaliyotuama au nyunyizia dawa ya kuua viluilui vya mbu kwenye madimbu hayo. Ondoa vitu vyote vinavyoweza kuweka mazalio ya mbu kama vile vifuu vya nazi, makopo, magurudumu ya magari yaliyotupwa ovyo na kadhalika. Fyeka vichaka vilivyo karibu na makazi ya watu. Hakikisha maua yaliyopandwa kwenye makopo au ndoo hayaruhusu maji kutuama. Funika mashimo ya maji taka kwa mfuniko imara. Tumia dawa za kufukuza mbu, mosquito repellents. Vaa nguo za mikono mirefu zinazofunika sehemu kubwa ya mwili kuzuia kuumwa na mbu. Tumia chandarua chenye viuatilifu hata ukilala mchana. Weka nyavu kwenye madirisha na milango ya nyumba za kuishi.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na Wizara ya Afya, Maendeleo ya Jamii, Jinsia, Wazee na Watoto kupitia kitengo cha elimu ya afya kwa umma.
On the decor this week.